Y254. Imagine.
Good evening and welcome to Y254 Business Highlights. My name is YNEWS.
Welcome to Y254 Business Highlights. My name is Abdulrazak Ngutia. Now 22162 is the SMS line. You start with the word YNEWS as you're responding to the question, what are your expectations from the 2018-2019 budget that's going to be read on Thursday? 22162 is the SMS line starting with the word YNEWS. At official Razaki at Y254 channel, hashtag Y254 updates. That's where we are on Twitter. Now Yvonne, what do you have for us tonight?
The National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich is expected to present to the country the 2018-2019 financial year budget on Thursday at 3 p.m. Parliament has now finalized the estimates totaling to 3.074 trillion shillings. Let's have a look at some of the items to be included in this year's budget. There we go. The 2018-2019 budget is totaling to 3.078 trillion shillings. Of course, with the national government getting the biggest share, which stands at 1.67 trillion shillings. Consolidated Fund Services gets 962.5 billion shillings. County revenue allocation, which also has gotten 372.7 billion shillings. Parliament gets 42.5 billion shillings, and of course the judiciary gets 17.7 billion shillings. Additionally, MPs and teachers and pupils are set to benefit big in this year's budget, with lawmakers getting 4.2 billion shillings. The government has earmarked 8.6 billion shillings for recruitment of new teachers. And of course, the government has also set aside 2 billion shillings to purchase laptops for primary school beginners. We shall keep you updated with the estimates, of course, as they trickle in. Bank accounts of companies and suspects stashed with money believed to have been stolen from the National Youth Service have been frozen for 6 months. A Nairobi Magistrates Court has ordered bank managers to freeze the funds as the state starts to seize assets acquired through theft of 8 billion shillings from the agency.
Following an application by Asset Recovery Agency investigating officer Frederick Musyoki, dozens of senior officials and business people remain in custody and face charges related to the theft of millions of shillings from the youth agency. Mr. Musyoki reckoned that the suspects and their associates were set to withdraw, transfer all the funds in the bank accounts and frustrate the ongoing investigations for recovery of public money stolen if the freeze order is not issued. The ARA said the suspects were paid through accounts they held in nearly 10 banks for services and goods not delivered. Banks mentioned in the ARS suits include top lenders like KCB Group, Equity Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Barclays Kenya, and Cooperative Bank. Central Bank Governor Patrick Njoroge said earlier an unspecified number of lenders were under investigation, with the first phase focusing on tracing the recipients of the funds from the NYS and recovering the assets. The law requires all financial institutions, including banks, insurance companies, and SACCOs, to file with the Financial Reporting Center daily reports on transactions above 1 million shillings and those deemed suspected. Bank executives and persons who are convicted for handling illicit cash face a fine of 1 million shillings and a 3-year jail term, while institutions, including banks, credit unions, facilitating such deals could be fined up to 20 million shillings upon conviction. Banks could also lose their licenses. For Business Tuesday, my name is Abdulrazak Ngutia.
And now Nairobi County has gazetted a new drop of points for motorcycle taxis operating within the city in a bid to restrict their movements in the central business district. The tough regulations, which include penalties for passengers as well as riders, are meant to bring order and sanity back to the roads. Bodabodas were from yesterday expected to drop their passengers off at Railway Area, OTC, Uhuru Park Procession Area and Globe Cinema. In addition, the riders will be required to give the CBD a wide berth and only use roads that cut it, such as University Highway, Haile Selassie and Kirinyaga Road. Passengers are further warned that they will be arrested alongside the driver if a bodaboda they are on is found within the CBD. The new regulations also require that all bodabodas be insured and their drivers be in possession of valid driving licenses. In addition, they are prohibited from driving on the wrong side, driving on pavements, and carrying more than one passenger. The regulations, which were passed after consultations between county officials and the Boda Boda Association of Kenya, requires the drivers to display an identification badge which bears their membership number, as well as a branded reflective jacket which should also bear the membership number. Hello Abdul, how are you?
Well, fine, thank you.
What do you have for us tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to discuss the national budget, the expectations that Kenyans have from the 2018-2019 budget. And in studio I have with me Sarah Munyi, who's going to discuss this matter. Perhaps you can also just say hi to the guest. And
thank you, I look forward to contribute.
Actually, I've got a question that I'm going to pose to you a little later, but I'd like you also to consider this, because we've also asked the viewers what exactly their expectations are insofar as the budget is concerned. 22162, of course, is the SMS line. I'll also be getting your comment.
All right, let's take a short break. We'll be back.
Y254. Imagine.
Present karaoke design ingine safi tena high rate.
Hi guys, what's up? Okay, all right, so tell us about your name. Clan B imetokea wapi?
Clan B inamaanisha Clan of the Bible.
Welcome to the show. Thank you. Niaje, naona kaka msanii, mbona
Hii ni karaoke live Y254 na hapa tunapatia na kila platform ya usanii, na pia bado tunafungulia mpaka kona zote za nchi kuhakikisha kwamba karaoke imeshika kona yote ya nchi.
Yani shere olingo rusi mabele impata yani shere.
Kama kawaida, this is
The Buzz.
tuko na vitu noma, interview after interview.
Ilichukua time kufika hapo, lakini ilikuwa wapi?
But Maisha just gave me that platform and just, pushed me outside and made my face visible.
When you are born again and you're doing gospel music, it's not just about singing, it's not just about, wimbo kuhit or watu wamefurahia wimbo napatikana kujulikana. It's about winning souls.
Yeah, I mean the music video.
Yeah,
Disnya.
Shout out to the cypher na hip hop culture.
and then watu wengi feel na wa intimidate actually because wako like dem anakanza kupiga ngumi, wazeta kuambia kitu wako like yo, I'm so chilled out, but can you say hi?
Call me Vivian Dagwa.
And I'm Mike Gitai, and this right here
Is The Buzz.
Welcome to Business Highlights once again. My name is Abdurazak Kingutia. Now 22162 is the SMS line, starting with the word YNEWS, responding to the question, what are your expectations insofar as the 2018-2019 budget is concerned? Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Planning and for Treasury and Planning, Henry Rotich, on Thursday at 3 p.m. will be reading the budget. I'll be expecting your comments coming up on Twitter, on Twitter as well at Y254 channel, hashtag Y254 updates, and also on at official Razaki. That's where we are on Twitter. Now, as I told you initially, I have a guest in studio. Her name is Sarah Mooney once again. Welcome to studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, a little later we're going to play a clip about the responses that Kenyans have concerning this question that we've just asked tonight, and I'd like to pose the same question to you. What are your expectations insofar as this budget is concerned?
Yes, my expectations are that the price of the basic needs goes down. They reduces the price, like the prices of food. Right now we have a very cost high of living, of course, because we've come from a very a strained political season, so the cost of living has gone high. So the price of nyanya, bread, onions is high right now. So that's the number one thing we're looking at, because if we can't buy food, then we can't work. Yeah, so that is one of the things that we are looking at. Then also we're expecting to see the reduction in the wage bill as well, because right now we've been having the nurses, our medics, and the teachers striking. Yeah. So we really want to see a rationalized budget regarding the wage bill, so that we don't have all these the problems that we have had with our workers. So a rationalized wage bill. We are also looking at having having affordable health care. That is one of the things that we are looking at, because if you're not healthy, you see the wealth number one is health. Exactly. If we are not healthy, then we also cannot work. So those are some of the key things that we are looking at.
That's you've mentioned food, health.
Yes.
I'm trying to put it in the most ordinary sense for the ordinary mwananchi, that yes, we're looking for health, we're looking for better resources insofar as food is concerned, in the wage bill and the equality, all of it. I'd like to pose this question for you, because it's quite interesting. As she said earlier, we've had that the national government will be getting the biggest share of 1.67 billion shillings. Let's go to the Big Four agenda is actually received the lowest amount of allocation. Why would it be given such a low allocation from the national budget? And it's something that is really pertinent to the country.
I think first of all, we are very much interested to know what is this amount going to do. This amount going to the national budget. What is it to the national government? What is it going to do? Is it administration? Because administration again goes back to the wages, because we have to pay these people, the administrators. So where is it going? For me, what I want to see as somebody like Amwananchi, what I want to see is better facilities when I go when I go to access the public amenities. I want to get good roads. I want to see I want to be able to get affordable health. I want to get affordable, I want to buy things cheaply. For me, that's all I care. So when you tell me that the biggest share has gone to the national government, what exactly is it doing? For me, down there, all I care is, can I get affordable health? Can I get things affordably? And the VAT also, when we go to the supermarket, do I get the price of Pampers has gone high when I was, for me, down there, that's all I care. Yes, so that's I think they need to tell us what exactly is going to the national government. And then also when we think about some of the counties that have gotten very low allocations, like Turkana County, exactly. Of course, of course, you see places like Nairobi, the reason why they get the lion's share is because you have a big population here. So the population advises the amenities that are required. They advises the resources that are required. Of course, you'll have to budget more for that. So for a county like Turkana, first of all, the population is low. So of course, their services and consumption is also low. So the budget goes down. I'd like to interject briefly here, yes, because you have already, you're like reading my mind, telling me exactly what you think are the considerations, the factors that have advised the allocation of a big chunk of this share to Nairobi and other counties with a high population. But let's now shift our gears to the side of investment. We know about the northeastern region and the promise that it's got with the Northern Corridor and also with the
oil that's being mined, that's going to be a resource from those areas. Don't you think this would have been a very, very good place, a very good reason for the government to invest into that area? Because oil is going to give us income, and if we're a consuming nation, because of the huge population that's advising the allocations into other counties higher than others, if we're a consuming nation, we will definitely be getting further into debt instead of investing. Don't you think that they should invest more into other counties like Turkana instead of Nairobi?
Actually, as we speak, a significant amount of the budget has got into that region, and the thing is, what we need to look at is what exactly is this amount, the amount that has been allocated to them going, because it's going to these kind of developments, the roads, opening up that corridor going north, going to Ethiopia. So already there's a significant amount that has been set, but it does not compare to some of the counties, some key counties that like connect the whole country. They are very central, like Kiambu, very populous also, and very strategically positioned. Nairobi as well. They still do not compare. So I'm not saying that Turkana County has been like marginalized or anything. Whatever has been allocated to them is enough for the for the developments that have already been planned for that region. So I think a lot of effort and a lot of focus needs to go to those regions so that we develop them. They also become hubs like Nairobi and Mombasa and Kisumu and Eldoret. Definitely. But I believe we need to see first of all whatever has been allocated, has it gone into use, so that now next time when we come now to 2019-2020 budget, we can say, okay, this worked, this did not work, so let's improve here, let's add more allocation here, or it will advise what we'll do next time. But I think what has gone there is significant.
I'd like to take you back to the previous budget, 2017-2018 budget. Are you satisfied with it? And I just want a very brief response to this, because we also have got to see what the responses from other people outside from the Vox Pops are. So are you satisfied with the previous budget?
That is the last year's budget.
Exactly.
Well, the last year's budget it covered main areas, although we still got into debt, because you see there was a very big allocation that went to politics, of which now of course we had the pre-election, we had the repeat election, so it took a lot of that amount, and that amount could have gone to other development agendas. So I think it was very well very well planned, but it then went to the politics, and it was not really enough. So like now as we speak, very many people are from very many companies actually, and even people lost jobs. Why? Because a lot of this money is going to it's being siphoned, or is going to politics, to funding this activity, this politics, so it's not going to the intended use. Actually, so companies from June were crying, we can't pay our staff, because there's no money in the government. You see, the government controls the whole economy. So if there's no money coming from the government, then even the corporate sector usually suffers, and that goes to the workers who are working for the nation.
So can I take it just briefly that your satisfaction level from the previous budget is 50-50?
It's 50-50. Is there? Let's see what works. Well, we are really more we are really keen this time, and we are more expectant, because now we know we've just come from elections. Things have really normalized. We have peace, because the most expensive thing in a country anywhere is peace. We have peace right now. We are not running up and down looking for votes. So I think things have settled, and Kenyans are ready to work. We want to work. We want to go back to recover our businesses. We want to recover our day-to-day lives. Great. So we are really looking towards that.
Hold it right there.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to come back to you a little later. I'll be reading comments that I've received from Twitter insofar as the budget is concerned. Now, 22162 is the SMS line, starting with the word YNEWS, responding to the question, what are your expectations insofar as the 2018-2019 national budget is concerned? Also find us on Twitter at Y254 channel, hashtag Y254 updates, at official Razaki. That's where we are on Twitter. Now we're going to receive the comments that we're going to watch the comments that we received earlier from the several parts of the country, from the ordinary mwananchi. So don't go away.
Mimi natarajia serikali yafanye, lazima angalie kitu inaitwa the common man interest, kwa sababu Wakenya wengi ni maskini. Hali ya chakula imeenda juu, corruption iko hali ya juu. Kwa hivyo what we are expecting, the government must stop by all means. Hii mambo ya corruption imezidi Kenya hii. Kwa hivyo kama hii corruption inaisha, what we borrow from outside, domestic, what we have collected, our DBG, We only need very few, a little amount of money, rather than tunaenda kukopa na tunaenda tena kupoteza. Kwa hivyo ninaomba serikali uwe makini mahali ya corruption, whoever is, hata kama ni nani, lazima idili naye.
Mimi naonelea wasipandize budget, wapunguze. Juu maisha ni mbaya. Vijana wameingia kwa wizi, makazi hakuna. Hata ukienda kwa duka na 1,000, hata unaona ni kama shilingi 100 tu. Unanunua tu kitu moja na shilingi 1,000. Sasa unashindwa, hii ni Kenya gani? Tuko Kenya gani?
Soko ni mbaya kila mahali, ukienda watu wanasema hakuna pesa. So at least na mabei siende chini.
Natarajia uchumi urudi chini kidogo, sababu sasa pande ya chakula iko juu. Sasa na hao waajiri wetu watuongeze mshahara. Mimi ni driver. Kama pande ya mandriver tunafinya sana. Sababu pesa tunalipa kidogo, haitusaidii. Kituo ya ready pesa inaisha. Tunatajilia wa mambosi wetu watuongeze mshahara.
My expectations for this budget, I expect the cost of living to be quite low, and I also expect the government to focus on the youths. You see, if you focus at the rate of the employment rate, they are quite high, unemployment, and so we expect our government to employ more youths.
That's exactly what the citizens have said concerning their expectations in the budget. Actually, a lot of concerns have been about commodity prices and all of this, economic crisis that you go to several places and you hear that the economy is just so bad. I'd like to pose to you just this particular question. How does the budget for the 2018-2019 financial year stand to benefit the youth the youth and the common man and she?
Well, there's a very big opportunity there for the youth because right now the focus of the government, the focus of the president is on the big four, and there's a lot of opportunities in big four, in housing, in manufacturing, in health, in security. There's a lot of opportunities there, and I think the biggest opportunity actually lies in devolution, because all of these services have been been taken to the counties now. So we have a chance to engage in our counties from where we come from and contribute in national building. Of course, and I know there's a lot of information that has been out there on AgPOS, how you can be able to access these government opportunities, the government tendering opportunities. So I think the government, as far as developing youth and really helping them to be entrepreneurs, the government has really tried, and even the presidency has really tried, in coming up with the AgPOS, but also giving even inviting, because like I saw just yesterday, I saw an invite for youth who are in construction, to go and register themselves to the offices, to the government offices. They go and register themselves to Ministry of Roads, Ministry of Housing, that I have this company, this is what I do. They are really trying to reach out to the youth. Now, so many people are doing things for the youth. You will find even if you walk to town around here, you'll find there's so many meetings going on just to speak to youth. But the question to the youth is, my challenge will be to ask the youth, to the youth, what are you doing for yourself? If everyone is doing something for you, what are you doing for yourself? What idea do you have? Do you know how to package that idea in a proposal so that it can be presented even to somebody who can fund? Because there are people who are out there just looking for ideas to fund. And as the young people, all we have are ideas. We have energy and we have dreams. So let's use our energies to put our ideas together, and we get to benefit from these opportunities that the government is laying down. There's a very big opportunity. We should all pick that document that usually we don't read these things. Yeah, we just wait when Abdurazak tells us the budget, how much it is, and then let's read. Get the document. Go to the website, the National Treasury website. Please read that document so that you see what exactly is there for. Don't let somebody interpret it for you. Take action. Do something for yourself. You will help yourself.
Now, while you started responding to my question, you mentioned the Big Four agenda as something that will pose a lot of employment opportunities for the youth. I have with me a document that I just got from the National Treasury saying that actually highlighting the Big Four agenda, and it says that it's targeting to support value addition and raise the manufacturing sector share to GDP of about 15% by 2022, also to focus on initiatives that guarantee food security and nutrition to all Kenyans by 2022, provide universal health coverage, thereby guaranteeing quality and affordable health care to all Kenyans, and of course housing for all Kenyans. I want to pose to you just briefly, do you think that the Big Four agenda, from the chunk that it's received from the national budget, do you think it has been sufficiently considered in the budget?
I think it has been sufficiently considered because don't forget, all these areas have been invested in before. Security, I mean, since we started getting the attacks, the terrorism attacks from Al-Shabaab and whoever else, a lot of focus, a lot of budget goes to peacekeeping. So a lot of money is allocated to security. Already the things that are being done. So we really believe, we have seen what has been done because we are enjoying peace and security right now. So clearly we know the amounts that went into that area there, you know, into that sector have been on benefit to us. So I think the amount that has been set up now is sufficient. We want to see what happens, but we really think these are areas that have been invested in before, only that now we are giving a major focus on them. Health, I mean, these days you can access, if you have an NHIF card, you know, there's been a lot of even information out there on how you can access NHIF, and so you don't have a problem if you get sick. So health, food security as well. I think food security is where we need to have a more, you know, budget, because I mean we usually have drought every year, drought and food shortage and people dying out of hunger, which is really not good. So I think a lot more needs to go. I think what has been set apart for food security should be, I think this should be reviewed upwards, because we cannot be having this narrative every year.
Exactly. Now I'd like to read a few comments that I've received on Twitter, all of them concerning the budget for the 2018-2019 financial year. We have the Treasury has allocated up to 1 billion shillings to cater for salaries and other benefits due to the 110 Cuban doctors who started arriving in the country early this month. The doctors will take home a total of 563 million shillings in salaries annually. National Assembly budget. Okay. The next comment says the wrong priorities. The proposed budget has the wrong priorities. If we are to build a more equal Kenya, education is spending almost twice as much. Education is spending twice as much as the National Intelligence Service as it is on free primary. We also have the route to. We also have a comment here saying that the budgetary allocation to agriculture over the last few years is approximately 3% of the total revenues. Now, keep your comments coming on Twitter. Definitely, there are so many, we cannot read them all tonight. But 22162 is the SMS line, starting with the word YNEWS. You can also find us on Twitter at Official Razaki, at Y254 channel, hashtag Y254 updates. I'm handing over to Yvonne and Yoda to, of course, take us through the rest of the bulletin.
Of course, Abdul, this 2018-2019 budget has also rather had gainers and losers. Interesting. Let's have a look at the gainers and losers in the expected budget reading. All right, farmers are some of the people who are going to lose from the budget. Healthcare, farmers are some of the gainers, Healthcare providers, transport companies, consumer companies, jewelers and airports. Some of the losers, the people who are going to lose, are Apple, bond investors, financial sector, defense sector, consumers, cryptocurrency exchanges and traders. Of course, a lot of concerns are getting in, people expecting that some of their concerns will be addressed in the coming budget reading. My name is Yvonne Anula, and this is Y254 Business Highlights.